Hello everyone, welcome to Gold Nugget, JAW_success. If this is your first time to the channel, let me welcome you. If you have already subscribed, let me thank you for joining me on this growth path. Now, I've always been encouraging persons to grow, to improve, to make sure that you are spending the time to develop yourself and to grow in such a way that you can leave a lasting impact. Now, if you should go to my blog at jaw_success.co.uk, you will see the latest post that I put up there that says, put your fingerprint on it. Now, sometimes in life, we as individuals, we fail to identify our own uniqueness. And because we fail to identify our own uniqueness, what happened to us is that we become carbon copy of other individuals. But just as how we have our fingerprints and they are, I would say, multiplied by 10 on each finger, because on every finger the print is different, right? And also, while doctors or medical professionals can't tell us exactly why we have fingerprints, or I used to think that having fingerprint meant that you have better grip onto things, but I am told that that's not so. Also, even though they can't tell us exactly what purpose they serve, they can tell us that they were developed by about the seventh month in the womb. We have them. But overall, we have to make sure that as we go throughout life, we put our own unique stamp on things. Now, as I was talking to a group of individuals the other day about, making our own impression on things, somebody said to me, why is it that you, as an author, we have never seen you really showcasing your books or reading a chapter, an excerpt from one of them, so that people will know that they are out there? And so in this nugget, I chose to not only showcase the books. This is smorgasbord, as you can see. Right, so this one basically tells you, it's a motivational book that tells you things about yourself that you should endeavor to grow. And while this one, is one, as you can see, what your parents are trying to say, we want you to fly. And this one is geared towards young people. Sometimes as parents, there are certain things that we want to say to our kids that they won't listen to us, and we would really want them to understand and know what we are saying. So this book basically gives an explanation as to why we choose to say certain things to them, or why we choose to do certain things as parents. Now, I can read just a little footnote in one of these to us. It says, a note to teens. It says, your parents have always wanted to say some things to you, but you will not take the time to listen, or perhaps you have tried to listen, but what they are saying is just not making sense. And sometimes that's how life is. We're trying to communicate, but the lines of communication is blurred, and we're not understanding. Even as adult talking to adult, sometimes we don't understand what each other is saying. And so as a result of that, we misinterpret it and we behave a particular way. But hence, in we want you to fly, I have tried my best to say exactly what your parents want to say to you by drawing on a wide body of knowledge. Trust me, what we as parents want to say to you is never easily said. And to summarize all of what we want to say in one book is somewhat of a challenge. However, I have tried my best to make sure that your parents' voice is heard, and heard very clearly on a wide range of topics. The challenge now is, will you listen? And that's basically, this book is just saying to individuals, listen, there are certain things that we want to say to you, but you're not just listening. So if you read this book as a teenager, there are certain things in it that you will hear me say, why is it that we insist that you have certain discipline? Why is it that we insist that you have particular behavior? And it's not just because we're trying to replicate ourselves. It's because we want you to identify your own uniqueness and leave an impression on the world. You know, my philosophy is that we should never just be born and then grow up and die. You know, COVID shouldn't just kill us, because even if we live for a very short time, there should be something that we have done, said, or an impression we have made on somebody that leaves a lasting memory or leave a lasting impression on them. And that is what I am trying to say in this book. And as I said, in the next 2 or 3 nuggets, I'm gonna read snippets out of the books for you. Yes, these are available on Amazon, and you can type in my name, Junior Watson, and you will come up with them online, right? There's another Junior Watson out there, but he's a musician, and sometimes when you type in Junior Watson, it he comes up instead of me, and that's a part of life, right? That's a part of life, because guess what? Sometimes it's the person who gets out of the block first wins. You know, I've looked at one of our most prominent runners in Jamaica, and I won't, well, let me call her name, Shelly Ann Fraser Price. She's what they call her, the pocket rocket. You know, she's diminutive, but she has beaten some of the fastest runners. Why? Because of her ability to come out of the block first and sustain that drive across to the finishing line gives her the edge in many instances. And that's how it is with life. So when you type in Junior Watson, you might see that other Junior K comes up because he was first out of the block. But that doesn't mean that I am diminishing my position of making an impression in the world. All right. So the next book that I talk about is Smorgasbord. And of course, this book it's a motivational book in its sense. Smorgasbord is the title. And the reason I use smorgasbord, it's that, you know, when you go to a meal, you choose what you want out of the buffet. You don't eat everything on the table. Your stomach cannot hold it. And it's similar with this book. I don't expect everything in it to be appealing to everybody, but there is something in it for everybody. And if we apply it, whether is in marriage, whether it's in education, whether it's be in finance, we will succeed. We will make it better. And so let me just read something, a little snippet from the first exchange in the book. And this is, well, on page 32, it says, something has to change. This is a little poem that I wrote some years ago. When you got out of bed this morning, started on your way, something inside you told you that this is just another day. At best, you will receive the same thing as yesterday. But God has sent me here to let you know something has changed. You're one day older, one day wiser, one day better. You have a leg up on yesterday. Look at the blessings you have been given to you. For this too will pass, and He is calling you out to a lifetime of faith. Something has changed. Right now you feel just like giving up. Questions abound. When is it going to end? Considerations, ponderings. There is just nothing to stand up for as your back's against the wall, about to fall. Throw in the towel is life's call. But God said His hands cover it all. Lift your hands and say, Lord, I am building a spirit of worship. Lord, I am building a spirit of praise. You brought me this far. You will not leave me or let me stay where I fall. Oh, 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 this too shall pass, for something has changed. And this is what I want to say to you. Something has changed. Something dramatically has changed. Because guess what? Once you start to put your finger on it, once you start to apply yourself, once you start to go out on the limb, go out on the edge, something change. You cannot sit at the same place every day and expect things to be different. You've got to keep moving. And this is why I'll read just another snippet from the book from page 1. And this is something that, some years ago, as I wrote this book, I thought about. And it says, one of the things I've always struggled with is how to change people. But since I have realized that it cannot be done by me or any man for that matter, I just change my mindset towards them and accept them just as they are. Does that mean I am accommodating or weak? No. But by remaining myself, I have changed mindset towards them. I allow them to see themselves. You will be frightened to know how many individuals see themselves when you live like you. So this is me saying to you, put your fingerprint on it. Be perfect. Well, not be perfect, but be as close to perfect as you can, because as long as you keep touching your goal, as long as you keep reaching towards it, something will change and life does get better. This is JAW saying, go look up the books on Amazon, go see what I'm talking about, and of course, God bless you. By all means necessary, create a way out. Bye.